Welcome to a Dummies Guide to Main Assembly, where we look at tips and tricks that can help you take your creations to the next level. The key to build something that looks really good in main assembly is to master the chassis editing tools, and I will show you how. As you can see here, I built what could be a really cool looking car, but let's head into building mode and start working on this. So before I actually start building, I will show you the tools that I will be using. If you hover an edge like this and you click and hold left mouse button, you can move this in any direction. As you can see, it moves along this grid. That is to help you build in a straight line. It's also camera dependent, so if you move your camera here and click this, it will snap to this work plane. If you hold Control, you will extrude a new piece, and if you extrude from an edge, you will get this, a new plate with edges. If you do it from a joint, you will only get a new edge. And if you do it from a plate, you will get a complete new box. Another really nice thing is to hold Alt and get all these blobs up here. You can click one of these spheres and that will let you bend. So you can bend your chassis in pretty much any way to shape all the crazy things that you can imagine. You can also merge joints by clicking a joint and drag it on top of the other. You can also merge them back to center. But let's undo this and start building. So to start off, I will extrude by holding Control and get over the center line, and that will connect those two. And I will create some kind of small hood here. I then hold Alt to bring up this and give it a nice bendy shape. I want this to look somewhat like a RC truggy, so that means a long hood. So I hold Control again, click and drag this out to where I want the driver window to sit. Now I think this is a little bit narrow, so I can grab this and move it out. I also think it could be kind of cool to have this be a little bit bent, so I hold Alt to bring up these and I move it down to get this nice aerodynamic shape. I can then start building the A-frame for the driver window by Control clicking and dragging to extrude. I want this window to go roughly to there. I can hold Alt, give it a nice bend to match that shape a little bit. Let's extrude it up here and connect it to get the start of the roof. Now the roof, same thing again. Control, click, drag, bring it up there, and also here Alt, dragging to give it a nice shape. Now obviously I want my drone to fit even with its helmet here, so I need to grab the roof of the car and pull it up slightly. You can always go back and edit the location of the points, and you can always go back and also edit the curve. If you for some reason do not want this bend anymore, you can hold Alt and then you can right click and hold to reset the bend, and you can always undo to get it back. Basically what I do then is to just keep on building the skeleton for this vehicle. I know that I want this to be the start of the side window, and then I want this to connect down all the way down here. So now I want to fill this space with a plate, and what I can do is I can click that one, shift click this one, and I will get these circular things. And if I hover that, you can see that it fills this with the plate, and I click it and we're done. So now I want my A-frame to be slightly thicker, so I can also extrude by Control clicking, do something like this, and then move that back down, try to match it up, go straight back there, extrude it up to the top of the window, connect it there. And I also want the window to match with the bend of the top of the car, so I will hold Alt, click and drag that up as well. Click, hold Shift, click that, click the circle to connect. bring it for a test run. Looks pretty cool. Something you can do to make it look extra slick when you're done is to remove some of the frames. You can click it and just hit delete, and this will keep the plates in between. You can still work with the bend tool as you like to shape it. And if you want to reconnect that edge that you deleted, you can shift click the joints and then click this tube that comes up in between, and you will get that frame back. Just let's delete these to make it look a little bit nicer. I want to keep these on the outside because they frame it kind of nice. I also want to keep the ones around the window. So now you can see we have a pretty nice chassis shape here. And what we also can do to give this extra nice look is to paint it with the light steel that has a two-tone to it. So let's add that, double click the white to give it this metal shine. And when we paint this, it will be painted with two colors. So let's say we pick red and have a blue like undertone sheen to it. And then we just paint it. You can either do it plate by plate, or you can double click to paint all the plates that share the same material. Black carbon fiber wing here. The painting obviously also works on parts, so I want the parts to be a bit darker, so I will create a palette of dark grays here. Click paint and paint my parts. I also want these frames to be dark gray, so I can double click that to paint all the frames dark. And let's make the chassis below here dark as well. Alright, let's print this and see how it looks. I don't know what you think, but I think this looks really cool, and with a little bit more love we could probably share this on the Steam Workshop and make everybody else. You can use these techniques to build any shape that you can think of.